Boom. Welcome back, everybody. Another Tuesday night chat with the Muskrat and spooky man himself, Mr. Creole Catfish. And what's going on, my Cajun brother?
It is Halloween. It's that time of year again. Now, before we get too far into our ghost fish story show, I want to wish my dad a happy birthday. Pops, I love you. I know he's watching. Happy birthday. You're old as hell now. But happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday to Dad. How's your week been, man? You're back at the hotel. You're still back at the hotel.
Yep. I drove in. When did I drive in? I'm losing track of my days. That's bad. Drove in last night, stayed last night, started working today, and I will be heading back home Friday. I'm doing nothing. I'm just supervising people. It's going to be a long week.
Welcome in, Zach. He says, quit picking on the old man.
On the old man. I got to get him back.
All right. Let's say hello to some folks that tuning in with us. We know it's Halloween. A lot of folks are out and about with the kids. That's kind of what happened here with our guests. We've actually had some pretty good guests lined up. We've done some shaking and jiving and shuffling around.
Yep.
And it kind of burned us. But we did have Brad lined up from Gunnersville Bait Company again. But without realizing it was Halloween when he anxiously said yes, he was unable to attend.
Yep.
I'm going to assume he has some family obligations.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't blame a man for that. But
that's just how it goes.
So we're gonna go ahead and do this week. We're gonna try to do our best job. And the topic, because it was Halloween, we was talking about ghost fish, right? And what the meaning of a ghost fish is. And Jeremy, tell everybody what we come up with as a ghost fish.
A ghost fish, it could be a couple of things. Okay, for me, a ghost fish is either everybody has the big one that got away story.
Yep.
And somewhere in the back of your mind, you're still fishing for that ghost, the one that got away. You're still trying to track them down. Or maybe it's a big one that you heard got caught in this spot 30 years ago on rotten chicken livers with a Snoopy pole. That's pretty much the kind of the theme of tonight is the fishing for ghosts, bad habit or not. That's what we're going to talk about.
So I've done some soul searching on this subject, and we'll dive deeper into it once we say some hellos. But we'll kick things off here real quick and say hello to some folks that tuned in with us. I got Tommy Long, Minnow Dunkers in the house. First off, saying ghost hunters, ghost catfish, let's go. 922 Crappie Barbecues in the house, along with Catfish Junkie. Dale Hayslips hanging out with us. We got Whisker and Dreams. Thanks for stopping in. We got Operations Vets with Nets. What's going on, buddy? Thank you for stopping in, along with Lance McCoo guy here as well. We got Greg Burgess hanging in. Say hi from Louisiana. Roger, good to see you guys. Welcome in, buddy. We got Miss Becca Mudtramp saying hello, y'all. Pontoon Jody's in the house. Carolina Catfish. Steve Ransom's in the house. Wabash Nate. Thank you guys for stopping in and hanging out with us. We got Mr. Jerry Parker. Man, what a year Jerry's been having, man. I've seen some posts on Facebook. I hop on there just for a few minutes at a time, but what a year Jerry's had, man. He's absolutely setting the bar high, man.
He is. He's making it tough on me.
Another first place finish on the Mad Cats weekly ranking. So congratulations to Jerry again, man. He's just killing it. Skipjack Cindy is in the house. What's going on, Cindy? Thanks for stopping in. Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. I've actually seen that name pop up in a couple different chats now.
Awesome.
I think it's the first time I've seen you here, so thanks for stopping in. Hillbilly Hondo, what's going on? Thanks for being here. Buckeye Catfishing, what's up, buddy? Eric's Out Fishing, what's up, buddy? I actually I was trying to look at my last live stream I did, and I've only done like 2 after my live stream with those guys, so I'm really way behind on live streams. We got to get that. We got to fix that.
Me too. Same thing.
We got River Cats Tackle in the house right there representing.
Yeah, baby.
Chucky's in the house. What's up, Chucky? What's up, Chuck? Sorry, that was too easy. Because it's Halloween, when I said Chucky, I automatically got the doll, red hair, I got the knife,
Yep.
I got everything. Like that's where my brain went right off the bat. I'm like 8 years old in this head of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Harold Bolton's in the house, channel member. Thanks for the support, buddy. Thanks for stopping in and being here with us. Justin's Fishing Fetish, another channel member, says, howdy, y'all. Welcome, buddy. Let's see. Fishing of Freedom. Richard, also another channel member. Well, the channel members are stepping in hard on the way in here today. Let's see. I'll make sure we miss everybody. There's Quiet Man Curtis. I didn't think he'd be too far behind. Jeff Duvall, welcome in, buddy.
I'm fishing in the wrong place. I can tell you now. The Mississippi bite is really good right now. The Atchafalaya, not so much.
You got to do something about that.
Yeah, I do.
We got Jeff Beal in the house as well. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for stopping in. Oh, there's our brother, Stonefly71, right next to War Pig Catfishing. What's up, Bill Hopper? Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Another channel member helping us out. Thank you. Let's see. Kevin Walters in the house as well. The channel members are.
Yeah.
We got all the channel members here tonight. Thank you guys so much for your support and being here and helping us out. Let's see. Who else we got down through here? Mike Sampson. Sampy's here. My chat keeps jumping. I don't know if I'm missing people or not. I hope not.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. I think we got everybody, but I'll be watching just in case. I don't want to miss anybody.
We'll be watching. We will be watching.
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, welcome in. Happy Halloween, everybody. Glad you guys are in here hanging out. If the trick or treat's going on in your neck of the woods, or if it just wrapped up, most places around here were like 6 to 8. Here it's dark. So hopefully everybody had a fun time. I was out, of course, at the hospital today. Quick update: mom's surgery went really, really well, and she is on the mend faster than I could have ever hoped for. She's doing so well. I'm scared that something's wrong. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but man, she is really doing incredible right now. I couldn't be happier with her surgeon, the group of doctors she has, her nurse. She is receiving the best care I've ever seen her have in all her unfortunate events to the hospital here. But Mom, if you're watching, I love you. I'm proud of you. She is doing everything she's supposed to be doing to a T. And, she's progressing really fast. She texted me a little bit ago and said she might go home tomorrow, but I don't think that's, they just took her off clear liquid today and told her you can have colored liquids. So I'm thinking they're going to want to, I don't know. I could be wrong.
It might be a minute.
But
it's okay.
Nonetheless, thank you guys for all the messages and thoughts and prayers. It definitely helps. And I know she appreciates it so much as well. So then I appreciate it as well. So, all right. Ghost catfish. All right. So here's my mixed thoughts on that. All right. Because I'm guilty. I'll tell you right now, I'm guilty. Right. And we're all told not to do this. Right. We're all told, don't go chasing after fish that you lost one time, or, you know, just because you caught a big fish there that one time, don't mean. But I got to be honest with you. So Mama's doing well. Let's go live Saturday. Zach's ready to fish.
I like the way he thinks.
Yeah. Yep.
I like it.
I'm guilty of that. They have all been ghosts lately. Stonefly. Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Most of the time, at least for us, we're not going after a fish so much as we are the condition or the environment that we felt provided that fish.
That's right.
If we caught a fish out in the middle of wide open nothing by chance, I'm pretty sure that, we wouldn't jump on the opportunity. Hey, Dad's in the house. What's up, Dad? Dad has been running himself thin, trying to go back and forth between the hospital and keep up with there for Mom and his own health. I think he's in probably worse shape than Mom is, honestly, physically, but it won't stop him from being there for her. So Mom and Dad have been together. I've been married 46 years.
Wow.
They've been together since they were teenagers.
That's awesome.
So you don't hear that story very often.
No,
but
no, you don't.
You can definitely tell when either one of them are down and out, or they really need each other. The true love is shining bright. So I know Dad's not a mushy guy, so but he sets a great example of how true love looks. So but anyway, we focus more on the why that fish was caught there or whatever. And so I got to thinking about it, and I was talking I think yesterday to somebody, and they were asking a boatload of questions about the fishing and stuff. And they were like, well, do fish really travel that far? Is it uncommon to go back to the same area, same spot, and catch a big fish or another big fish if that area was favorable? And so I got to thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? Flatheads really don't travel much.
That's right.
They're homebodies, right? And I know for a fact that I've talked to, Justin and Tabitha, have told me that, and I know other people say this too. Chris has told me that, they've got flatheads that are named. They'll go home. They'll go down and see a Fred's home, for a tournament, because they've caught the same fish in the same body, same structure over and over again, because that's where they want to be. But then I'm like, blue cats, they travel, right? But we all know, talking to Epic and listening.
I can hear him say that too.
What's up, Mark? Hey, thanks for stopping in, brother. The really big catfish, under my observation or under my thought process is that they actually don't travel a whole lot.
Yeah.
Your other fish will. They travel miles and miles. We've all seen those studies that they travel hundreds of miles at a time. But those really big fish find that desired area that they claim as home, and they don't. So I've been having this internal struggle with myself as, is fishing for ghosts a bad thing? Or could it be, okay, so the first thing that comes to mind, and I wish we got to get him on the show, but he's been on a lot of shows. So I've been very reserved to get Micah Burkhart on this show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But, he catches a Tennessee state record, and then he turns around, the next year and catches the Tennessee state record, and he believes it's the same fish.
He does. Yeah, he does believe that.
He believes it's the same fish, and he caught it in the same area that he caught it before. And so does that really kind of take out the, fishing for ghost fish? If they're not really ghosts, they're actually there.
Yeah. Yep.
So to me, it's more about the structure and the environment and the what makes it a desirable area or location to fish, as opposed to fishing for one fish with a scar. What is a really big fish? Now that's
and that's relative. That's relative, and I'll see if I can quote Epic on this one, because he has the same theory. Is that he feels that once a fish gets into what he calls the super monster class, which I would say Mississippi River, you're talking about a triple digit fish, 100, even 90 plus. This is what you're talking about. Now, for others on smaller rivers, you may be talking about a 60 or so plus, but probably the top 1% of size of fish in that river. That's what you're talking about. That's what we're talking about with the home body blues. Just have to be in that elite weight class for that body of water.
Yeah. Without and he's exactly right. That's where that information, that's where that mindset's coming from, is talking to Epic over the last couple of years, and talking about these big fish mentality. Automatically when I said big fish, the number that went through my mind is 80 plus. Yeah. 80 plus. And that's just off the back of my, there's nobody said that, but that's the first thing come to mind. Real quick, I'll say hi to Mama. Mom's in the house listening from the hospital. Happy Halloween, everyone. Have a spooktacular evening. She is feeling herself, and I love it. She has been awesome. So I'm glad to hear Mom's tuning in. I'm glad to hear she's doing good, man. Doing really good. I couldn't She's doing so good, it scares me.
Yeah.
No BS Catfishing, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you being here, Rowdy Royal, Don R. Thanks for stopping in, guys. There you go. Thank you, Eric. So then, to me, it's not really so much about the one fish, but we all kind of do that, right? We all have that day where we caught a whole bunch of fish and whatever, and like we want to go back, and that moment or that time was so memorable, you just want to recreate it. And some of us will spend a lot of time trying to recreate it, and some of us will go put a half an hour in, 30, 40 minutes, and be like, okay, that's not working. And that's generally our tempo is Zach and I are usually very, very fast tempo. If we're on the run and gun, it's either the fish are there and active or they ain't. And if they ain't, we're going to go hunt.
Yep.
Luckily, or maybe not luckily, it depends on how you look at it. We've been able to drag like for a long time on the Ohio River right now.
Yep.
Because there's been no flow, none. So we love dragging. We've this last year, we've actually drug, man, for us, just using a different dragging weight has completely changed the way we fish. And we are dragging through crap. And I'm not going to make this an infomercial on dragging weights, but we have drug through crap that we never thought in the world we could get away with, and we're getting away with it, and we're not losing near the rigs we thought we would. And so our experience and our mindset has changed a lot this year, just by what our flow has been and our ability to drag so well. And there you go. Greg says my wife and I have been
married for 51 years. Over 51 years. That's awesome. But talking about fishing for these elusive ghost fish, these monster fish, you notice how sometimes the legends of the big fish kind of go hand in hand with the spots that you're, I don't want to say afraid to fish, but they intimidate you because either they're really nasty or really ripping current through there. There's always something about some of these spots that kind of it leads to the legend a little bit, because maybe it's a little bit of a dangerous spot to fish, or it's snaggy, or man, nobody can really fish that area because of whatever. It lends itself to that. You noticed?
Yeah. No BS. Yeah, we do catch flatheads on occasion. We're pretty hardcore about using fresh bait. 9 times out of 10, if we didn't catch it that morning, we caught it yesterday. And so that's, when you got fresh bait, you're more likely to get those flatheads. They're a little bit pickier on what rigs are you using? So I'm just using like a Santee rig. I like Dirty South dragging weights is what I'm dragging. That's what we've been dragging. I've been using them, honestly, about 5 or 6 years, but I got them before I even realized how much I like dragging. I won them on a giveaway back before the first owners had the company, and that was Josh Brown when he owned the company years ago. But yeah, I run it. Honestly, it depends, but I typically run about a 3 to 4 foot leader when I'm dragging, and I'll put. Now, generally, lately I use just a styrofoam peg float, and I put me 3 little, the bead rattles on there, and I'll separate those with a plastic bead. I just buy beads from the craft section at Walmart. Actually, you can get a better deal if you go in the kids craft section at Walmart.
That's right.
Current, and some lakes in there has been on the highway. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Justin. We've got a lot of rain here this week, so hopefully we get a little bit of flow. I haven't looked at the radar. I knew I wasn't going to get the fish, or not the radar, but the flow chart for this week. So I knew I wasn't going to get the fish much. So I hate looking at the fish chart and it telling me that, man, it's a great time to fish if I can't fish.
Yeah, exactly.
Eddie Gross, welcome in, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, that's generally Roger Hoover's missing. Man, I want to go to Hoover. I've been watching Amanda Johnson posting some videos from up on Hoover here lately, and man, I want to get up there. I want to fish. That's really all I just want to do, but I can't get enough time.
I know. See, I've got an adventure that keeps stirring around in my head, and if I can catch like 3 or 4 days off at a time, where it justifies spending 16 hours on the water, I really want to do I want to do what I told y'all I was going to do, is do, because we did the Google Earth thing about this new area that I've never seen, and all this that I've been hearing all this time. I want to take y'all on the water with me live and go check it out. It's bugging me so bad to go in there, but I gotta dedicate the time. But I want to go.
I like
bad.
This question. I'm not sure if I understand it. What's y'all's float versus bait ratio? So I'm not 100% sure.
I would assume maybe he's talking about size of bait versus size of float, like what it takes to float a certain size of bait, maybe.
So generally around here, we don't, we do have decent sized skipjack, but we don't get them. We're not readily available like a lot of other places are. So we use a lot of gizzard shad. Even when we do get the skipjack, they're not generally the giant, 15, 18, 22 inch skipjack. So our baits are generally smaller. I'll be honest with you. Most of the time, a 3-inch peg float, depending on the flow and your speed, is going to be plenty. For us here. Now, obviously, as you increase speed, your bait is going to get pushed down lower and lower. As the flow picks up, the same thing happens. So the slower you go, the less pressure you have against it, the higher it'll ride. The one thing I've been doing a little bit differently lately is I'm trying to run my peg float a little bit closer to my hook than what I had before, because I like to keep it away from my hook. So when that fish goes to bite, he does not get my peg float. Right. I don't want just that little bit of a gap when he goes to bite down to cause me a missed fish. But by doing so, I've been running like 4 to 6 inches away, and it's allowing my float to hang, and then my bait is dangling. So it is keeping it up out of some stuff, but I've been trying to keep it just a little bit closer to see if it's helping avoid some hangups. The blues are hungry. There has been several large blues caught with spoons at the dam.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They're feeding heavy. If that's the case, they're getting aggressive.
Yeah. Well, this is the time of year that the dams should be on fire. Zach and I were out the other morning, and the bait was on fire. There was skipjack, white bass. The dam was the place to be. It was on fire. Unfortunately, we got up there and we caught I don't know how many fish we caught. By 9:30, the fish were done. We caught all the fish that were going to. We moved around. We were bumping, so we were so happy.
I got you.
Now, it wasn't enough flow to be bumping, but we were bumping anyway because we were desperate.
Yeah, there you go.
They had the hydros running. We had like 15,900 cubic feet a second, but it was all coming out of the hydro. None of the dams were open. None of the gates had any water going through them. It was all coming through the hydro, which creates a lot of flow. In that one little spot. And it was just enough for us to bump 3 ounces down through there, and we bumped and we caught fish.
Hey, that's all that matters. I've done that too, but there's like right now coming out of our hydro, the current's actually pretty slow. That they're just not running a lot of water through it because there's not a lot of water to run through it. So the bumping for us isn't the best unless that current's really just ripping through there.
Hey, I want to say welcome to Danny Stone. I seen Danny Stone jumping in, and Nubby's Catfishing also jumping in, as well as John Parker, Real Time Catfishing. What's going on, buddy?
See, now it's a show, because now we have a true professional catfisherman.
We got professional catfishing
in chat with us.
Yeah, Danny said, "Who turned the heat off? It's freaking cold outside." And I said that in Danny's voice in my head. I said it, and I heard Danny.
I did too.
Hey, it was snowing here this evening.
Keep that up there. You keep that silliness up there.
It was snowing. Hey, real quick, I was talking about it, and I got permission to do this here.
Oh, I know what you're doing.
Somebody had to say something about dragging dirty. And we're going to go ahead. Hey, by the way, Danny Stone, since how you're in here, I actually was supposed to message her today to remind, or yesterday to remind her to ship your weights out, because I had actually forgot to send your information to her originally. And I was supposed to remind her yesterday and I forgot. So if you haven't got them yet, because she hasn't shipped them yet, because I haven't reminded her yet. So I gotta get back on, remind her. And so I'll make sure she gets your information as soon as we get a winner tonight. So this will be for a 6-pack of Dirty South Dragon weights. Just a great opportunity for somebody to try them out if you've never tried them before. You could go for the variety pack with a 6-pack, so you'll get a couple of different sizes to try, or if you know what size you want and that's the size you like, we can make it 6 of the same thing. So, but thanks again to Tyra over at Dirty South Dragon Weights and Outline Rugged Racks, putting up a giveaway for us tonight. So,
and Becca, I can vouch for that temperature, because I'm actually above you right now. I'm north of you in Arkansas.
It's in the 20s.
Yeah, it's gonna be 27 or 28 first thing in the morning. Yeah,
I actually think that's about what we'll have here as well. But yeah, it's last week it was 84 degrees.
Go figure.
Last week's been 84 degrees. Roger's been a really busy guy lately. Eric, you're absolutely right. If you only knew, man, I'm burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah, Mother Nature is off her meds. That's all that's the only way I can explain what's going on right now.
26 here in East Tennessee tonight.
But it's going to be t-shirt weather by the time the weekend comes.
Yeah.
So go figure.
Stovefly says attempts like this, the walleye will be at the dams. There was actually some walleye fishermen at the end of the lock wall the other morning where we were out, and they stayed on the tip of that lock wall the whole time we were there. So I'm assuming that they were catching something. So we'll give it just a couple more seconds here. If you guys want in on a Dirty South Dragon Weight giveaway, just type in Dirty South. There's Chad. He could probably use some Dirty South Dragon Weights. What's
going on, Chad?
You've been dragging and fishing. Man, these guys have been catching all kinds of fish. Man, I hate that I missed their show last night. I really like that topic. It's one of the topics that we like to do here too.
Yep.
But I'd love to hear that, going into winter and, things to prepare for, things to think about. And so I'm gonna need to go back and rewatch last night's Catfish.
It was cool because Josh actually had a motor on a stand in his shop, physically doing everything as he was explaining it. There's nothing like show and tell.
Oh yeah, we love props. So
yes.
So hats off to you guys for that. I definitely have to go back and check it out. All right, let's go ahead and give this thing away. Temperature line.
I much prefer it cold like this than when it's 105 degrees. I rather cold weather. It's just the snow and all the stuff that comes with it that I don't like. Yeah, but cold weather, I'm good. Hey, this is big boy weather. I'm happy now.
This is fluffy season.
There you go. That's the word I was looking for.
Fluffy season.
It's fluffy. Right. Hey, fellas, it's our time to shine. Fluffy people. Our time to shine.
That's what you tell the ladies. This is the time you find you a fluffy man to keep you warm through the winter. All right, we're gonna go ahead and spin this thing at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody. We'll send it around. Here we go. I like the. Oh, check that out. Mr. Zach Murray wins the Dirty South Dragon Weights, and we know he likes dragging dirty.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, Zach, I got your information already. I'll get with Tyra and also remind her of Danny's giveaway. So congratulations, buddy. That's great. I helped him win a couple of those because I've lost enough of his that I owe him. So
yeah, there you go. Yeah, that'll get you out of that one.
Hey, Zach, remember those? Well, we don't lose very many, to be honest with you, but I feel guilty when I lose one.
Yeah.
Cotton Picking Fishing's in the house. What's going on? Thanks for stopping in. Dominic is here as well. He's probably sitting back being quiet again.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked a little bit about the ghost fish, right? And so we was talking before about, what else kind of goes along with this spooky time of year and telling stories and all that. And we kind of thought What are some of y'all's like fish stories, or let's go as far as say like superstitions, right? So we're talking about magical time of year. What are some of the things that you guys? So people talk about their lucky hat, right? I always catch fish with it. And we was talking about the lucky rod, right? You're on the boat, and all the fish seem to be coming from that one lucky rod. And why is that, Jeremy? Why is it that it just seems like all the fish are coming from that one rod?
Well, and you and I were talking about
Usually,
before we went live, and it's simply because if it's your lucky rod, you've probably got more faith in that rod and all the others, and subconsciously you're gonna put that rod probably in the more likely position that at least you think is there. You're gonna throw that rod with the better bait in the best spot. It's your lucky rod, so you end up giving it a better chance than all the others.
That's true.
When
it comes to being on the boat, all the fish seem to be coming from that run rod. Depending on the style of fishing that you're doing, it's usually because of where that rod is. Right. So you got all your rods out and you cast that rod in that one location. You catch a fish there. What do? You bomb it right back in that same location. Well, is it the rod? No, not normally. It had nothing to do with nothing. Right. It has to do with the location. You got it. Got it set right in the right location. It's kind of like the bananas on the boat, right? The musky rod I use at the dam catches most of the fish. Okay, so why is that, Zach? It's because that rod is 6 inches longer than the rest of your rods, and you use that rod to throw it way over in that dead water.
Yep.
And if we used any other rod that could get as far as that rod does, it would probably get the same results.
It would do the same.
But it's fun to say we got a lucky rod, and maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe there's some magic in fishing and unknowns that we will never know about. But like the bananas on the boat, bananas don't stop fish from biting, man. They ain't got nothing to do with nothing, right? So those of you that have been over here know that that story originated clear back in like colonial times when they were picking up loads of bananas on ships, and guess what comes on loads of bananas? Poisonous spiders, poisonous snakes.
Yep.
Crew members would die or get sick. Don't get me started on lucky. You got a 16-foot rod. That son bitch go anywhere.
Exactly. And you've said it, Danny, more than once, that Black Betty can get to spots that none of your other rods can. So hey, she gets the job done.
Yeah, Zach says it also has a Kentucky rig on it, so he's got double the bait, and that rod he could send it just a little bit farther. Just casts a little bit better than some of the other rods. And, but so there's a little bit of if you look deeper into your lucky hat, lucky rod, I don't buy into that stuff. Hey,
man,
what's up, buddy? Thanks for
I know for us now this ties in more than fishing, okay? And those that know me good enough will understand this. But usually, for whatever superstitious reason, because going back to ever since we first started trophy catfishing, it lines up perfectly. So now, but every time I go fishing on the Saturday of the LSU Bama game, every year I've been out on the water that Saturday of that game. If I catch good fish, LSU wins. If I don't do well fishing, LSU loses. It is a complete superstition now. So I put a lot of undue pressure on myself, and I am just solely convinced that if I skunk that Saturday, like, oh, hell, we're going to get our asses kicked. But hey, it's superstition, that's how it is.
Eric says J-Dog is lucky. Just a lot of people get a new PB. No.
Yeah.
J-Dog's good, actually.
Yeah.
J-Dog puts a lot of time in on the water. J-Dog's much better angler than what he gives himself credit for.
Yeah.
And we all know that. But bananas are one of my favorite fishing snacks. So we've always got banana. I don't know how many live streams you guys have watched where we're eating a banana and catching a fish at the same time. We all know that it doesn't mean anything, but there was another one I actually heard of for the first time, which is weird. And I looked it up, and it's supposed to be a thing. Like if the cows are laying down, the fish are not biting.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try, Sean.
Yeah, if the cows are laying down, yeah, I've got that lined up, brother.
Yes, we will, brother.
If the cow's laying down, the fish are not biting. So I looked into it, and there is supposed to be some correlation between the barometric pressure with the cows laying down or not feeding, and the fish are not feeding.
Yep.
And I don't know. I've got to find a cattle pasture to pass, see if the fish are biting on my way to the river now.
I pass one every time. There's one literally right by my house. Every time I go fishing, subconsciously, I look in that pasture. And now I will say this. It does not, for me, it does not correlate with catching catfish. To me, also, neither does that fishing report. That gives you whatever, like the percentage of the catching the fish or whatever on the apps on the phones. But it absolutely correlates with catching bait for some reason. It's more for me. It's more accurate for bait fishing than it is for catfishing.
So it looks like this is more people.
Oh yeah, that's a real thing. Mm-hmm. Get tired.
That's it. Danny says, "What if you kick the cow in the ass and make it stand up?"
Hey,
you
film it, buddy. You film it and you test that theory, and I will watch it.
So you just touched on it, and I actually did do some research on this. Prior to tonight's show about the Farmer's Almanac and all these moon phase guides and all these things that say, peak fishing activity is going to be at this time. Do you know that they did I think it was a 3-year study on those, the Moon Almanac and the Farmer's Almanac and something else. And do you know that the results were absolutely no correlation to fish activity at all.
Okay.
None of them was even close. None of them. I'm sure, you throw enough guesses in there, you're going to hit one every now and then.
Yeah, that's right.
But after the 3-year study, it showed that there was absolutely no correlation between those apps, those almanacs, or any of that stuff.
I like it.
Hey, Laura, mine's out front. If you can fill mine up, how'd she fill yours up for $64?
Well, that's that new truck. My old truck, my red truck, had a 38-gallon tank, and I had to second mortgage on my house to fill that thing up. This newer truck has the normal size tank. So I've been curious as to what it took to fill it up.
I got you. What was the other one we talked? Oh, wind from the east, fish bite the least.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We all know that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, right?
Yeah. Well, it does and it doesn't. Okay. Those of you who can fish a lot, the wind direction does make a difference not on the bite on the whole body of water,
right?
But it will make a difference on a bite in a certain area. I'll be honest, I think the first person I ever heard say that is a tie between Mark with Catfish and Crappie and James Dockery. But they say you fish yesterday's wind. So depending on which way the wind was blowing, depends on where the fish go. So now, wind from the east, fish the least. If you always fish the same place in the same body of water, that may be true.
Yeah.
If you're on the wrong side.
I say if you always do what you always did, you always get what you always got.
Yep. That's right.
If you don't like the results, change something.
Yeah. I've been trying to convince myself, and I'm there, that there is no such thing as the fish aren't biting.
Yes.
You just haven't found the active fish.
That's true. Now, yeah, the active fish. Now, here, this week, we found fish. We found lots of fish. We found the bait. We found the fish. They weren't biting. The bite window had closed.
Yep. They weren't active.
A night bite or early morning bite, but we knew that by the time we got to where we were fishing, we were passing fish up, and it was most likely the right species of fish.
Yep.
But they were not interested.
Yep.
267 a gallon, Texas. Holy crap.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's coming down a little bit, but it's a shame that that's a great price.
Yeah.
There and Zach kind of summarizes that with you there. The plankton gets moved by the wind. So
yes,
basically, especially for me, pan fishing or even bait fishing, you go to the wind blown side of the lake or river or anything. It can make a difference.
Yes.
You wouldn't think that it makes this big of a difference, but talking to like Chris Souders, even where the sun rises, over a hill and this side of the river gets sunshine first.
Yep.
That bank heats up first. You're likely to find more bait and more fish predators on that bank early morning.
That's right.
Because they're getting the first sun, they're getting the first heat. And something that simple can actually make a difference on your day.
Yep. 100% it makes a difference.
Tim says trick-or-treating took longer than expected. Just now making an end. Hi, y'all. Well, Tim, I think you're too old for candy, but whatever it takes. If you got any Kit Kats or Reese Pieces, hook me up.
Well, like I said, if he's got a guy that has the little single serves like my guy down the road.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember who it was saying that. Yeah, somebody was passing out candy for the kids and little shots of Fireball or whatever the little bottles are for the adults.
Oh, that makes the trip so worth it.
He did tell me that there's a candy shop here in town or in Chillicothe. Candy shop, and all the kids were just super excited. They thought, what kind of candy are we going to get from the candy shop? He gave them bananas.
Yeah. What?
He gave them bananas.
Oh my God. That is a good that's a good way to end up with a trick right there.
No, but made a killing on candy. There you go.
Yeah.
Actually, Tim usually, which I just found this out. Tim usually watches the show every Tuesday night now from the creek, fishing and watching.
That's cool.
He lives right on the Paint Creek, and he's able to go out and take the boat out and float the creek.
Man, he gave up on me.
Oh man, you were just bragging on him so hard.
I know. I was just bragging on him, for our millions of fans out there in YouTube. Bragging on him, and I got to go talk with that dude. Tell you.
Becca says I give out toys to the kids for Halloween. What? They're not used toys, are they?
Don't.
Hey, we got the Veterans Catfishing Tournament coming up.
Oh my God.
Hey, honestly, we still got a couple spots open for anglers. We need some more people signing up, and we could definitely use more prizes. I sent some emails out and a couple messages out for some folks to see if we can't get a little bit better participation going in. But guys, this is a catfishing veterans event. We're raising money for Operations Vets with Nets. Everything will be going straight to them.
It's his fault.
To try to raise money for Operations Vets with Nets. Great organization. If you missed the show there a little while back, we had Rich on the show just talking about what these guys do. I can tell you that I'm in group chats with these guys and seeing what these guys are doing, putting together fishing events, taking vets out. I'm a vet. How do I get in? Well, let's see. Miss Becca, do you have a link to their webpage, the website? Or if Rich is in here.
Do you mean Operations Vets with Nets or the tournament?
Oh! I didn't think about
if it's
that.
for the tournament, you just got to jump on a boat.
Yeah, all you got to do is tell me you want in, Bugman. You can fish from the bank. You can fish from the boat. So what we're looking for, here is for folks to take a veteran out fishing. Now, I don't care if you're the vet, they're the vet. We want to see a lot of big changes coming down the road. I believe it, man. These guys are snowballing out of control. Just growing rapidly. Great to see. One of the greatest things I see with this group right here is it's not a competition, right? They're joining forces with other like-minded organizations, and they're working together to make things better because it's not about me. It's not about how much credit or clout I can get for doing this or that. It's about what we can do for the vets that deserve way more than what they're given.
That's right.
So anyway, if somebody wants to sign up and get in on it, just let me know. We'll put you in. it's it's a standard YouTube tournament. So you just you got to have service, fish being caught on camera. I'd have to go back and even look at my own rules just to make sure I speak the truth. So we came up with some rules and regulations on it to make sure it is a fun competition. But in the end, we just want to raise money for the organization. Right. We're going to have some fun, and we're going to take some bets out and do a little fishing. This is coming up, 12 days? We're only 12 days.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Not this coming weekend, but the next.
Yeah, this coming weekend, but the next. So we got some work to do in the next 12 days to try to get the try to get this thing filled up and ready to go. And I don't know. We're going to have some giveaways to do. We're just going to have some fun. So be watching for that. If my car was fixed, I would definitely enter. Well, buddy, you got 12 days.
Hey, hitchhike.
There you go.
Of course, I don't see somebody picking you up off the side of the road.
I was getting ready to say that. Have you seen Dominic? Do you think somebody's stopping and picking him up?
I have.
As soon as he start talking, they're gone.
Oh yeah, they're gone. Yeah.
We love you, brother.
Stop. Lock the door. Keep going.
I can't say that I wouldn't get the same results. So
I know I would.
Let's see. There was a couple of things I was going to get into tonight, and I didn't write them down, so that means I don't know.
Poor Dom.
Poor Dom, yeah.
Poor Dom. What about? I'm going to challenge you with a question because I know it's happened to you at some point, probably multiple times.
All right.
But give me your best, monster that got away from you story. Okay. The one that really just haunts you.
So this is going to be that. It's a long time ago, all right. So that's how bad it's the first one that comes to mind. Right. And I probably lost bigger fish, but they just don't stand out like this one does. So several years ago, right, this was I admit this regretfully, but getting out of pay lakes, right?
Okay.
I went out and I bought a pontoon boat and I started fishing the river, but I still had big old 10, 11, 12-foot rods, right? I'm at Meldall Dam up there by J-Dog. I got the boat turned sideways fishing at the dam. I hook a monster. I mean, a monster. And we get it close to the boat. And with the 11-foot rod, it's very hard to get. You have to high stick it to get that fish close enough to the boat to net it. So I have backed up clear to the other side of the boat with the rod in the air, and both my buddies are trying to net this fish. And as soon as it comes to the water, both of them start screaming, "Oh my God. Oh my God." And they're just freaking out. All right. And the fish dives again and goes underneath the boat. Well, it ends up going under the boat, clear to the other side. Gone. And these two commenced fighting over that was the biggest flathead I've ever seen in my life. And that's the biggest blue I've ever seen in my life. That's the biggest fish I've ever seen in my life. We just didn't know if it was a blue or a flathead. And these two, actually, they don't speak now, but they would still fight today over who was right. But they both agreed it's the biggest fish they ever seen. And I never saw it once.
And I was fixing to ask you, you never actually got to look at it. So you don't know.
You know, when you got that big, when they come to the top of the water, you got that big swoosh, right? That big deep, because they're just powerful and heavy.
Yep.
I remember those noises, but I never saw the fish. And those two were just going back and forth. And when they came to the top of the water, they just started yelling. I was like, "Oh my God!" What about you, buddy? I know yours.
Well, that's not the story. That's not the story I'm going to tell, though. I mean, everybody knows about the monster that we fought for 2 hours live on camera. Yes. Everybody knows that story. People have gone back and watched the live. It's just it's insanity. It's heartbreaking. But another one that haunts me. This was back before we even were doing YouTube. Okay, we were still fishing out of my father-in-law's little 17-foot tracker, and it was me, Gabe, and my brother. And at that point, the biggest fish any of us had ever caught was about 25 pounds. We hadn't really got into catching the big fish yet. And you have to picture this boat. It has these plastic rod holders that most people use to sac-a-late fish, right? So we were kind of pulling up the lines and kind of getting ready to do something, and this fish hits, and he pulls that rod down so hard that he snaps the mount off of that plastic rod holder. Like, you know, that stud that sticks out?
Oh, yeah.
Shears the stud off. And we were like, oh, and luckily my brother grabbed it just in time before it went in the water. So here he is trying to reel in this fish with the rod holder still stuck on the rod, broken and all, still trying to get it in. And we're trying to get to it. And all I got to see was when he came to the surface and that big tail just rolled over. It was 3 times the size of any fish we had caught at that point. Looking back, that fish was somewhere probably 60, 70 pounds, you know, which now that we've caught fish that big, I understand what it is that we had.
Right.
But and we didn't have a net back then. Those who remember from my early YouTube days, I fished without a net for probably a year on YouTube. No net, no nothing, no fish grips. We were hand grabbing these fish once we got them to the top. And basically, we didn't know what we were doing. Tried to catch the bottom lip. He rolled. Fish went down, broke the line. See you later. He is gone. And to this day, that would have probably been in the top 20, for sure, the top 20 fish that we've ever caught.
Heck yeah.
At a point where we'd only caught 20s. You know, it was just hard. Like, we didn't say a word to each other the rest of the fishing trip. It was just sickening, you know? Oh,
yeah. Yeah, Greg's got that one there for you, buddy.
Somebody time him out. Just roll. You know better than that, Greg. You know better than that. Don't make me start.
It's funny that, you know, as you get into catfishing, you know, what you start out doing and what you end up doing. So, like, you know, we talk about this all the time, but, you know, a trophy is different for everyone.
Yes.
Right. You know, like then back in the day, you know, a 25 pounder is a trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Roger, that guy behind you could seriously use some food in his stomach, put some meat on his bones. Yeah.
He could.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep him quiet back there. Sadly, and this is sickening to say because I'm actually normally really into Halloween. You guys know that. That's the only Halloween decoration I even have here at this house. Everything's still in storage. It's been a crazy go around for a while.
Now, you mean you have not been wearing a mask all this time? Damn. Okay.
If I had feelings, that would hurt.
Yeah, I know, right? Just saying.
Dan Creole back in the motel. What are you going to do with all that money, man?
Actually, I found out the hard way that the state income tax in Arkansas is a lot higher than Louisiana. So, yeah. I would actually be making more money if I were at the house and not staying in this hotel. So
there you go.
Yeah, that's a sore subject right now.
Sore subject.
Yep. Hey, Arkansas state tax is high. Lord have mercy. Like Willie Nelson high. Bad.
Like oh, man, I can't say that.
No.
I'll tell you after the show.
Don't you do it.
Jeremy, why don't you tell everybody who we got coming on next week?
Oh, I'm excited. Get your pen and paper ready. The one, the only Mr. Ted Ellebecker is going to be on our show discussing a very, very specific topic. Fall flatheads. It's that time of year. We're going to dive deep, and we'll see if we help some people get on some big ones.
JG Hill, I'll send you my address, brother. I told myself this year, I was like, never again. Next year, I'm going all out for Halloween. It's going to be rocking.
Mm-hmm.
I love Halloween. It's one of my favorites, and I didn't do a daggone thing this year for it.
You'll be all right.
So yeah, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Mind blowing to Jeremy and I. Ted Ellenbecker, reached out to us and gave us some huge compliments that I don't know whether we deserve or not. But the conversation, we talked him into to coming on and hanging out with us on the show. He was actually scheduled to be here tonight, but I got to be honest, at the time that I did that, I had no idea that he was already scheduled to be on Kelly's show.
Yes.
And we normally do not like to do that. Kind of the unspoken rule for guests on hosts for show is you kind of want to wait 30 days if somebody's already been on a show. The problem with this is he really wants to talk about fall flatheads because I gave him the option to pick a topic, and that's a topic he was passionate about and I wanted to talk about. Well, if I push him out 30 days from now, it's not going to be fall flatheads anymore, right? And that information is information I want today.
Yeah,
I want
that's right
now. So even waiting a week, I'm like, but it was the right thing to do. I wanted to do it out of respect for Kevin and Kelly.
Yeah, that's right.
And, I didn't want to be that guy to kind of step on somebody's toes.
Yeah,
so,
gotcha.
But we are going to have Ted on here next week. If you guys have seen him on other shows, and I'm sure you have, just a wealth of knowledge. And flatheads is one of the things he's passionate about. So
yes. We
all love flatheads, and this is the time of year they say that is the time to get you a big one. All right, fish are starting to feed up, fatten up for the wintertime, especially flatheads, because they really slow down. It's not that they don't eat it all through the winter, but everything slows down. Right, everything moves a lot slower. Even on channels and blues, as the temperature falls down, their digestive system slows down, and when that starts to happen, they don't process food nearly as quickly as they do in the hot months. And Epic will teach us that. The acids and the enzymes and everything in their guts slow down with cooler weather. So, as they know that it's coming, they need to pack on the fat. They're going to be feeding up. Yeah, water temps should be dropping soon. We had 64 degrees.
They're coming down.
64 degrees up here. Yep. So I know we're a little bit colder than you all down south, but.
Yeah, you'd be surprised because of the Mississippi, and it's pumping all that cold water from up north, and it pumps water into the rivers that we fish too, and our temperatures drop really fast. I mean, it's nothing for us to see a 10-degree per week water temperature change until things kind of settle out. And I think we're in that stage now where I think they've made the quick drop. They're settling out. We're probably in the mid-upper 60s right now, if I'm going to kind of put a guess on it. Should be where we are.
All right, Thomas wants to know where we can find flathead and Bowling Green. I got to be honest with you. I am not familiar with your area whatsoever.
Bowling Green, Kentucky. You got to be somebody in chat that is not far from Bowling Green, Kentucky that knows where to go get them. Got to be.
The creek is up 2 feet and the water temperature dropped big time since yesterday. Yeah, we got a lot of rain. We got a lot of rain here. So I'm actually kind of curious as to what our river's doing. I'm sure, Bowling Green, being south of us, I'm sure that, the flatheads are going to be relative there as they are anywhere. And, that's going to depend on time of year. So hang on, I'm checking my river.
I wonder if Bowling Green, how close it is to, for some reason, I'm thinking that's not that far from Taylorsville Lake. I know I got some YouTube friends that fish out there, and I know they love going for the structure of Taylorsville Lake, and they catch some nice ones out there.
I fished Taylorsville Lake.
Yep, I know that's Ron and Bortz's home turf. I hear him talk about it a lot.
This is why I don't look at the graph when I can't fish. Yeah, the river jumped up 2.5 feet, and we're running 30,000 right now at the dam. Skipjack, the bait's going to be crazy. The fish will be moving in at the dam. It's like the faster it moves, the faster they get there. Wait for it, Mr. Crow, Mr. Richard, and Jerry fixing to send you some cold water with a little.
Yeah, it's a running gag that we have.
Yeah, the change.
It'll take us, let's see, about 8 days to get to me.
There you go.
It's about 8 days. So, yeah, it'll be a little while.
Maybe say river's not going up much, maybe a foot in the next few days. Yeah. It's up to right now. Hey, there's Freddie, FOA Customers and Games, saying, listen to eating. So, hello, everybody. Stuffing my face. Yeah, I stuffed my face right before I came up. I don't know. I was feeling some bacon and eggs, man. I put a big old pile of bacon and eggs together before I come on the show tonight.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
He says he's not too far from Taylorsville Lake. There you go. That might be, if you can find you an old, dead, fallen tree, a little bit of some deeper water, I would say you're getting close.
So for me, deep holes with structure next to shallow flats.
Yep.
It's kind of where, like, in the back of my mind, that's go-to flathead, sections. It's actually really good for all species of fish, really, because they all want to go up on the shallows and feed. But
that's right.
Particularly seems to hold true for flatheads. Now, time of day is all going to determine where that fish is going to be.
Yeah.
If you're fishing at night, I would fish shallow. Studies have shown that flatheads feed on an average of less than 9 feet at night. They feed on at an average depth of less than 9 feet.
Okay.
During the day, they will travel into deeper holes and they'll seek out structure and opportune positions to ambush fish as they come by. So they're going to kind of hang tight and move on to deeper, slower water. So daytime, nighttime will determine which area I want to target, and then time of year will also then determine what type of bait I'm going to use. Yep. So,
but Thomas, you are in luck, because if you tune in next week, this show, you can pretty much see it's just for you on your topic right there. It's going to be perfect by one of the best guys in the country on that subject.
Yeah, absolutely. Tickled to death to get Ted on the show. You guys be ready, because we talked about how we want the format of the show to be. And as always, our number one objective is to get information to you guys, right? So, we want lots of questions. We want you to, don't be afraid to ask something, because 90% of the time somebody else is thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
They didn't want to look silly, or they was worried about, I should know that. No, you don't know anything until you ask or learn it.
That's right.
We ask questions all the time now, and we've been doing this a long time.
Yeah. Well, I promise you, a question that you think is a dumb question, not only do you don't know, but I bet you there's 10 other people that don't know and are going to be glad you asked it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I promise you that.
There's a lot of people here in chat that ask like really, really good questions, and they don't quit. Like Becca's one of them. She'll ask questions about, stuff, and she won't quit until she has the right answer.
That's right.
Until she truly understands it. And that's what we want. We want people to, our goal each week is for you guys to take something away. Maybe you don't have to look at our faces for 2 weeks or for a week. That's a 2. Maybe you don't have to look at our face for a week, but we want everybody to take something away from a show. Every little tidbit each week just kind of adds up over time. So I saw the post on those hogs. Oh yeah, Becca's got killed 2 hogs this week.
I love some wild pig. It's great.
I've never had wild pig.
It tastes totally different than the pork you buy in the store.
Really?
Oh, it does. It's a very, very, very different taste. It's to me better in every way. I love a good wild hog.
Really?
Huh. Absolutely.
We have some here with it. We don't have a lot. Certain areas of Ohio, they'll have some, and you guys will take them out, but it's not something that's common for us around here. Not right now, anyway.
Yeah.
So, bacon. That's what I was saying. She got 400 pounds of bacon this week.
Wild hog it's so different. It almost makes you think it's a totally different animal. That's how different it is.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yep. I ask questions all the time. Don't care if I look stupid. No, I don't think you've ever looked stupid. No. The same with anybody here. Never. I still ask questions. I'll ask questions because I forgot the answer, or it didn't make sense, or just something else on my mind.
Yeah, I find a lot of times it's the most simple, rudimentary questions that tend to spark the most discussion, to be honest with you.
Well, and we said this last week or the week before, but one of the things sometimes I feel I'm guilty of is I'll start explaining things or talking about things, and I forget that not everybody understands exactly what we're talking about. We skipped over some stuff to get to that point.
Yep.
Be like, okay, well, I don't understand what that means or how we got there. And it's a bad habit of mine that I would assume everybody knows what I'm talking about. But don't be afraid to back us up and say, hey, what does that mean? Or what does that phrase mean? Or
Yeah.
So
yeah, we get used to talking to our YouTube buddies and fishing buddies, and we'll just, some of the vocabulary we use, we understand it, but there might be a couple of people in chat that have maybe never heard that before. Like, wait a minute, what are you? And before you know it, if you don't back us up to explain, we're a mile down the road, talking about things.
Yeah, because sometimes we, well, and we love the fact, ideally we get new viewers in here, folks that haven't been watching us for, I don't even know how long we've been doing this, Jeremy.
well, you and I doing the show is going to make 2 years in January.
2 years in January.
2 years that you and I have been doing this show, and you were doing it for at least a year before that, right?
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah,
so it's been a while.
Yeah, I'd have to look back honestly and see where. Let me see here real quick and see where I started at. I can't remember what year when we actually started all this.
Yeah. Yep. I remember the first show that I did with you was literally the first Tuesday in January, but it was, like I said, it's been almost 2 years.
No kidding.
Yep. It's been that long already.
Let me go to my lives. Wow, that's a lot of lives.
Yeah, and you started counting episodes over when me and you started.
Is that? Yeah, we're on 87.
Yeah, but that's just me and you, though.
Yeah.
You got to go back before that.
We've got a lot of I've done a lot of live streams.
Yeah, we do. Mm-hmm.
Holy moly. Let's see. I'm almost back to the beginning.
And the crowd grows with every show, it seems like. I love it.
Yeah, so it was I must have done about a year on my own. Let me make sure this is muted. Hang on. I don't want this to. There we go. And let me see if it'll give me the date here. July 21st, 2020.
Okay.
So that was my first lives. Well, it might be. Yeah, I think it's my first live stream. Wow. We've been doing this for a while, man.
Yeah. And you know what? We ain't going nowhere either.
Ain't going nowhere. We're all talk. We sit here throughout the week and talk back and forth. We talk before the show. We talk after the show. Like, what can we do next? What can we do? Who can we get? What can we talk about? And so the show's all for you guys, man. If
anybody that watches the show has an idea that y'all would like to see us cover on a show, dude, hit either one of us up in a message, man. Don't be afraid to throw us some ideas, Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest. There's times when we're scratching our head like, I don't know what you want to talk about. Like,
yep.
I don't know.
And
trying to keep up with everything else, that everyone else is doing and not stepping on toes or repeating information. We want to make sure we stay relevant. And we want to provide information to you guys that you need or that you want.
Yep.
So,
and there's a lot of us that, because Roger and I talk to pretty much everybody else that also does shows. And we always talking to each other and, texting back and forth and messaging and this and that. And, and that's what's great about what everybody has going on right now. We all have the common goal. All of us together want to cover every topic, every piece of information there possibly could be between us all. Nobody's trying to compete with anybody for ideas. Like, well, hey, being as you're talking about that, hey, I think I'm going to cover this. And I think we're always talking about things like that,
JG Hill has a good idea. Talk about fishing line breaking points.
Ooh.
So that would be a good one to talk about. It would take some work to actually set up and get different lines and see what the breaking point is. You'd have to have a camera set up on a scale.
Yeah.
So that when it broke, it would see what it would maxed out at, which is without recording it and going back and watching it in slow motion. I don't know if you could catch that with the eye easily or not.
You'd have to have there are some scales out there that'll hold that biggest number. I mean, I don't have one, but I know they do exist. I've seen it. I actually did some testing just at home because I recently switched to crimping rigs instead of tying knots, and I went out on my front deck off of one of the big hooks I have screwed into one of the rafters, hung some line on there, took a piece of pipe, and just started pulling. To test my job of crimping the rigs to make sure I wasn't doing anything wrong. And I've got it to where I was breaking 100 and 150-pound leader before my crimps were given away. So I'm ready.
That's one of the things, people ask a lot of questions about crimping. And that's the one that everyone asks. It feels like it was slip, or it feels like that pinch point would make it break there. Everything I'm seeing, everything I'm hearing is saying no.
No, I was breaking. No, I was using the crimps made for that line, but I was snapping 150-pound test Andy leader line, and the crimps were still like I did it. So, and those weren't expensive crimps either. They weren't. They were just Amazon. And I'm not gonna say cheap, but not nearly the expensive copper double barrel crimps. They were the aluminum oval crimps made for that line. And they work great.
That'll work. That's a good topic, though. It sounds like it would be more of a production video type quality. I know that like Dieter Mohorn has done some line breaking tests and stuff. I'm not sure what name brands he covered during his, and what's what everyone's using now as far as mono and braid.
Yeah. I actually watched Chris Gamble, El Gato Azul, actually has a great video on that exact subject. That's what finalized my decision of going to crimps, is he actually took the line, made the crimps, broke them, filmed the scale, put all the information out there. That's what finally switched me. It convinced me. Thomas, yes, we are on every week. Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, time zone you're in. Every week we are here.
Yep, we appreciate it, man. We got there's Rusty Moorfield's in the house. River Rat Catfishing. What's up, buddy? He's been out breaking in that new Dynasty 2.0. He's having a good time.
Man, that is a nice boat. Yep, that's what I have, Buckeye. I've got 1 millimeter oval crimps for, actually it goes up to my 100-pound leader because my 100 is the same diameter as my 80, and I've got some 1.5s for that 150-pound. That's what I'm using.
He just swung at me.
Did he?
Yeah.
Swing back?
I seen it I seen it on the camera. It's a quack. Hey, real quick, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. We've said them 100 times before. Whoops. I gave it away.
Whoa.
I'm gonna send somebody out a Muskrat decal. I got a couple other small ones as well too. This one ain't the one, because this is like the one they sent from the like the prototype. But you guys want to send you some Muskrat decals, stick on your cooler, your boat, your truck, your boat, whatever you got. You want one? Throw in Muskrat in there. And I just quick say thanks for you guys tuning in with us again tonight and having some fun. You guys are the best. You hear me say it, and I believe it. You guys, we got the best audience in the catfish community.
In fact, if you share that address with me, I'll make sure they get a couple of my Creole stickers too while we're at it.
Oh, there you go. We'll throw in it'll be a combo pack. I guess I should have talked to you. I could have made the word a little bit different.
Be all right. It'll be all right.
It'll be a Creole rat or something.
There you go. That would be a neutral rat, I guess.
Neutral rat. There you go.
I guess that's what that would be.
Buckeye said I found one on my windshield once. I ran into him out on the river. I saw his truck in the parking lot, so I went stuck one on him for him. I'm installing my power pole move pilot this week, going to do a video about it and what to know before buying it. It's a lot of money, but you need to add a little more to that for a lot of boats. There you go.
Okay.
That's good information, man. Yeah, I like, man, his boat's coming along slick too. He's trimming it all out in purple. Hey, there's William Winterstein, buddy. Hey, how you doing, man? Thanks for being in here. Size matters. What's up, buddy? We do start giving stuff away. People start talking again.
I know, right?
They come out of the woodwork.
Kind of like ghosts.
Ghosts.
They appear out of nowhere.
Did I see who else did I see up there? I thought I seen.
I need to order me some a new set of stickers. I had ordered, shoot, I don't know, 200 or 300 from Bobcat. It seems like it's been 2 years ago, and I'm finally starting to get down to where I'm getting low.
There you go. There you go. All right, bud. Well, we got some folks signed up. You got a couple more seconds to give you a chance to jump in, and then we're going to wrap things up and call it a night. We appreciate you guys being here. Happy Halloween, everybody. We'll be back next week again, as we said, with hey, Patrick, how's it going, buddy?
Oh, Patrick.
We'll be back next week with Ted Ellenbecker. Sure to be a fantastic show. It's Halloween.
Absolutely.
We staying invisible, says Lance. There you go. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody. And depends on who it lands on here. I'll get your name and address and all that, and we'll get you hooked up. Fishing with the Squirrel.
Yes.
Squirrel, what's up, man? Hey, you know how to get a hold of me. Shoot me a message with your address, and I'll get with Jeremy here, and we'll get you sticker set out.
Absolutely.
Again, thank you guys. Hey, it's Don Long in the house. What's up, buddy? Since I bought mine, there's only 2 of us running the power pole move for catfishing. No kidding. I'm kind of curious of what it is because I know what a power pole is, but I'm not sure what that one.
I think that's the power pole unit that actually has the little trolling motors like stuck on the bottom of them, and you can use that kind of like an iPilot trolling motor in a way.
Okay, I've seen that. I've seen that, like the prototypes and stuff of that.
Yep.
And that's I'll be very interested to see how that goes.
Well, it would kind of, in a way, I mean, I'm sure it's much more advanced than that, but the ones I've seen, they kind of use them as kicker motors.
Yeah.
You can use them for all kinds of different stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm curious to see. I've seen that setup, but I'm not sure 100% how it's supposed to work, to be completely honest. Hey, Goodneck Outdoors says, if you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, please consider hitting a thumbs up. And we hope to get you back in here next Tuesday night.
It's their brand of trolling motor.
Oh,
that's okay. Okay, Power Pole actually makes a trolling motor now. I got you. Okay.
All in, I'd be over 6K if I didn't have a military. Holy crap!
Woof. Wow.
Hey, you can't hide money.
No, you cannot.
No, he's a pretty humble guy. He just when he does something, he wants to do it once.
And look, and we've all done that. We've all spent money and then like, man, I should have bought this instead. Look, that's how you learn.
I need fishing stuff on a fixed income. If I can get stuff at good prices, let me know. All right.
Well, depending on what you're after, I saw on Facebook that if you like that brand, Mad Cats is having a clearance sale because I think they're fixing to discontinue some of their models, some of their colors. Yeah. They're having a clearance sale, $79.99 on a lot of their casting rods. You know, if that's you like that brand and it's in your budget, definitely a way to go. Nothing wrong with the old ugly sticks at all. Walmart sells them. Me personally, on a budget, I love B&M rods. I've got a few of them, different kinds. B&M makes an awesome rod for the money. The Shakespeare ATS casting reels, the Okuma Classic casting reels. It's all great stuff on a budget, but it'll still get it done.
PC Fun Chaos reels are
actually right. Another great one.
That's it. I'm having a hard time not falling in love with these things. I've gotten one. I ordered a couple of them, and I've gotten one that I'm trying. Zach has been beating the far out of them for over a year, and I'll be honest with you. I think he's had one mess up, and I think it was I think it was on him. Really, he was trying to engage. He was trying to engage a reel bumping on a 60-pound blue.
Oh,
at Wheeler Dam.
That'll do it. That'll. There's no a $300 Abu won't put up with that.
Yeah. So I got to be honest. I'm becoming a big fan of the PC Fun Chaos 60s. I don't like thumb bars. That's just a personal preference for me. Mm-hmm. But the 60 has the just about 6,000s. Yeah, 6,000s are good too. I don't, unless you're running braid, I don't care for the line capacity on the 6,000 or even a 6,500. To be completely honest, I've started using braid on all my 6,500s because I run 30-pound Andy Monster, and you just don't get a lot of line on a 6,500 with that big of a line. So, to me, I've been starting to put braid on all my 6,500s and 30-pound Andy Monster mono on everything else. The 60 has really good line capacity. It's right up there with the other big reels that I like. My favorite reel is still Pin Squall 20. That's my go-to. That's a tank of a reel.
Yes.
It's not cheap. You know, they run about 129. If you catch them on sale, maybe 149. So they're not a cheap reel. But I could tell you that I have put mine through a lot. And
we abuse those reels. See really, really nasty stuff fishing with us, you know, and they just keep coming back for more. I love them.
If you pay attention to a lot of your guide services, a lot of the guides are running the Pin Squall 20.
Yeah.
And because they're not fancy, they're just a tank reel. They will hold up, and you know, they could take a beating. There's like very low maintenance on them, and they're just a tank reel that is very dependable. I run nothing but Pin Squall 20s now. There you go.
And you can still buy any part you want for them. The parts are actually very cheap for them. You know, like I go through Mystic Reel parts for mine, but like I said, they just take such a beating. You know, I love them.
Oh, Buckeye says no. The PC Fun 6,000, which is the 60s, I think, blue and black. Yeah, blue and black. Now they did just come out with an all black discount. I was reading Dominic's comment. Come out with an all black reel, no blue. So easy to take apart clean. So you know, depends on what your budget is. There's a lot of good gear. That's a great question to talk about.
It is.
This is just a couple of, you know, things that we've seen in the community throughout our time of fishing. I'll be honest with you, I don't have a lot of money.
Possible show idea, budget gear.
Talk about where to go to shop. So like you guys know that I often throw up this Northwoods outlet site, and I find great deals over there. Maybe we do that. A show budget.
Ask for ideas and chat provides. I like
Balling on a budget.
I got goosebumps. I like it.
Yeah, balling on a budget. So yeah, there's lots of ways to save money. There's, in my opinion, there's areas that you can go cheap on and get away with, and there's areas you can't. And maybe we'll talk a little bit about that. So
quality versus price. That right there is a conversation all in itself, because cheap is one thing, budget is another. I never recommend cheap gear. I'll recommend budget gear, but not cheap gear.
Yep, exactly. Because in the end, cheap costs you more money if you have to continuously replace it.
Yes.
So if you have to buy 3 of them at the price of the one, but you got all the headache, trouble, and inconvenience of buying it 3 times.
Yep.
That's where you have to have that conversation.
100%.
So, all right, guys, we're going to wrap things up. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We'll see you here next Tuesday night, same cat time, same cat channel. We'll catch you on the next cast. Good night, everybody.
Appreciate everybody.